Sons of Thunder. Sons of Thunder. Midweek Freak Treat. Sons of Thunder. Episode 5. Deep Water. I'm Adam and Urine.
And I'm Steve, and you're in deep water if you do not listen to this entire podcast.
Nice.
All 25 to 40 minutes of it.
Nice. Perfect entrance. Oh, beautiful. You're in deep water. Perfect. Well put.
And I want them to be in deep water. If you're not in deep water right now, find a tub. Make sure all electronics are probably not around. Other than your phone in another safe spot.
Dangling over the tub by the USB-C cord.
Get every single drop of Epsom salts that you have in the house. Put it in the water. Smell, smell, smell. Listen to the podcast.
Beautiful. Light some candles. Tug your dick. Listen to the
frick
podcast.
That. I'm not a beta cock sensitive prick.
Oh,
that
not
needs
some
to have candles.
Limp-wristed libtard. Yeah, I know. Well, we'll get to that in this episode for sure. Don't you worry about that. Two real men gonna be talking about libtard cucks, that's for sure.
Yeah, when I'm soaking in water with my Epsom salts, I don't need any liberal bullcrap candelabra stuff.
No way. Do I listen to music? No, I listen to my neighbor's dog scream because it's being kennelled and it doesn't like it. That's what real men do. They like the sounds of dogs screaming. It's relaxing.
That's sad. I'm sad for that dog.
Me too. I love that dog. It's a Dalmatian. It's a very, very beautiful dog. But oh boy, should it not be in the building that it's in. But hey, that's a story for another time.
That's a meatball.
Hey, pepperoni salami. Welcome back.
Well, not a first date meatball. Those are different. But it is a meatball.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a spicy meatball.
If you ever looked under skin, it's just a ball of meat.
When you were a kid, did you think that the inside of your body was just like hollow and everything just kind of floated around in there?
I don't know about hollow. I felt a lot of things when I was a kid. I had a lot of aches and pains when it came to my muscles. So I don't think I ever felt hollow.
Oh, no. You had a lot of aches and pains.
Yeah, I'd wake up in the middle of the night. I think I was just dehydrated because all I would drink is Pepsi. And then I'd wake up with a headache and my muscles would ache. And then I'd just get fed pills and then I'd go to bed.
Pills, wash them down with some more Pepsi, back to sleep.
Yeah. Well, I remember getting handed water and one of my parental units saying, water will help the medicine. And I was like, well... maybe the water was like what was needed to begin with.
Yeah, maybe it was just the water will help, full stop.
Yeah, not salt and Pepsi all day, parents.
Yum. Hey, that's the way the world works. Salt and Pepsi. America runs on salt and Pepsi.
You know what I've discovered in my later years in life?
What?
Pepsi sucks.
Yeah, Pop sucks. We've already been over this. Pop is trash top to bottom, but Pepsi is certainly like right down near the bottom of trash.
It's a specific amount of trash. Like Coke is so much better in almost every way. Infinitely
better, even though it also not very good. But if somebody said, "Oh, Coke or Pepsi," I'd go, "Well, I guess Coke." That if those are my choices, fine. I would.
Yeah. Or how about Nair?
How about a dad's root beer, like a man, not like some limp-wristed libtard cuck drinking Coke or Pepsi. Be a man, drink dad's root beer out of a glass bottle, and feel fancy for once in your life.
Speaking of things that you thought when you were growing up,
sure.
Did you ever want to like buy a bunch of Nair and like take off all your body hair?
Well, I mean, like, how old were you when you were thinking this? Because I don't remember having body hair until I was, like, old enough to, I guess, purchase Nair on my own. So it never crossed my mind, but why not? How many times did you do that?
How many times did I do it? None. How many times have I thought about it? Forever. When did I first have this thought? As soon as I had my first pube. I was done with body hair.
Get rid of it. Yank it out. Yeah. Pull it out by the roots.
Like I get head and face, but balls?
This guy gives head, yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
But balls?
Oh my gosh. Remember that first pube? How exciting was that moment when you're like, oh, here we go. Finally, my boners mean something. Finally, there's some juice behind this battery.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely some juice behind the battery. I mean, finally you can say here comes the glue and have it mean something.
Exactly. Instead of just like mushing it, you know where something you're trying to get the glue and then you're going to say it.
Yeah, instead of just like pre-cum coming out of your penis.
This is not a political podcast.
This isn't a political podcast. We are politicking.
Of course. We're soapboxing, of course.
Yeah, well, we're trying to get Pureflix to give us a sponsorship, of course.
Yeah, let us do a sexual wellness show for you, Pureflix. We'll talk about pubes and glue and milking glue from your penis. We'll talk about all those things for you, Pureflix. David A.R. White, contact us, and we will talk to you for hours about milking glue from your penis. Please.
And we can make up clever names. We can learn how to puppet, I'm sure. We'll say and Enos and Regina.
Yeah, and we'll of course do puppetry of the penis. And that's when you say we'll learn puppetry, that's what you mean, right? Yeah. We're going to tug and stretch and tie it in knots and make it into a balloon animal. And God, their penises must be so sore by the end of that. There's no way that there isn't lasting repercussions from twisting your penis into a knot every single night. There's no way.
Well, certainly stretched out. I mean, you have enough blood in your body to make that whole again?
I love the idea of them like on stage jelking and then just like getting faint and just passing out. All the extra blood had to run into my penis and now I'm unconscious. I swear they were saying penis a lot in this episode. I don't know how I feel about it.
It's wrong on so many levels. But back to the puppetry of the penis guys. I want to know if they ever got hit up by some guys that like did penis extender routines or like pills or anything like that.
Oh, what are we talking about again?
No, I would never talk about that.
I gotta cut that out because this is this week's episode, so I gotta cut that out.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna censor it. It'll be fine. That'll be the only censoring in this episode.
Yeah, what you're listening to now is meaningless because we just censored whatever you said.
Exactly. So let's get back on track. We were talking about penises, I believe.
Yes, we were talking about coming out of penises. There's a tube from the balls.
Yeah, there's a tube that runs up from your shoe, up your pant leg, and out your fly, and that's where it all comes from. The tube.
The tube. That's what the British people are talking about when they're talking about the tube.
Oh, yeah. When it connected France and England, oh, you better believe there was celebrations.
I don't think it did.
Didn't it? What did it connect? I thought the tube ran from France to England. Underneath
I think the tube, canonically, is just their London's underground system and surrounding area. Oh. The tunnel or the chunnel that they created connecting France and England.
You're right.
Is a different thing.
You're right.
I think it's just the chunnel.
Nobody calls their penis their chunnel.
They should.
They should.
That's cool.
Yeah. Having said it, I kind of like the way it sounds. Yeah.
I love it. I'm going to test it out tonight with the wife.
Hey, look at how clean my chunnel is, you're going to say. And she'll go, I don't like any of that.
Chunnel these.
A freshly shaved chunnel.
That's cool.
I guess.
Let's get that going.
Why are you shaving your chunnel to begin with? Don't do that.
Don't try to shave your pee hole.
There shouldn't be hair on it to begin with. On your chunnel, I don't think so.
Yeah. Use Nair if anything. Don't try to shave it.
Oh, is there anything hotter than naring the hair off your lover's chunnel?
That's cool.
David, hit us up anytime for that sponsorship. Please. We're trying to get in good with the Pureflix people.
Maybe if the beta cuck husband in this episode would have manned up and nared his chunnel, maybe he wouldn't be thinking about divorce.
This episode is great. I love both the episode of this podcast and this episode of Sons of Thunder. I had hitting the brakes in my head. I couldn't, had to work through it's not hitting the brakes. It's Sons of Thunder.
No.
3 words though.
Is it because when you brought up Pureflix, there was a huge hitting the brakes banner?
Well, whenever I, like in my brain, yes, of course.
God, that theme song was just so fun.
Yeah.
I sing that song once in a while just to pick my spirits up.
Yeah, I'm with you. Whoa, I crashed into the mall. Yeah, I definitely that lives within me now for sure. It's in my spirit. Yeah.
Yeah. It's also just fun to casually and blasely say, whoa, I crashed into a whatever.
Absolutely, yeah. It is just fun. And for the listeners, I know in the first episode of Sons of Thunder, I said I was going to make a theme song for it. I'm not going to do that. I decided I didn't want to do that anymore. Instead, I just listened to Like a Rock by Bob Seger a bunch of times and was like, you know what? That's good enough. If I was going to make a theme song for the show, it would just be Like a Rock anyway, so I'm not going to do it. If you want a theme song for this show, just listen to Like a Rock. It's the perfect song, and it's perfect for Chevy Silverado commercials.
Yeah, listen to Like a Rock, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And others out there, all stars and stripes.
Of course.
Listen to Like a Rock. It was for the Silverado, I believe you looked up.
That's what I just said. Yeah, for like many years, for pretty much the whole 90s, and then into the 2000s, it was the theme song for the Chevy Silverado.
Yeah, I remember watching foosball games, and it would be on quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
Right in my brain, never bought a Silverado, so obviously marketing doesn't work.
Right, to a dumb little child who's too busy pulling on this chunnel and has no hair and can't do anything, can't even afford an air.
Well, the problem is the males that they represented in those movies had so much hair, so much girth, so much manly ooze that I could never live up to that, and I never tried.
But you have. I will say that, like, now you have so much manly ooze, and I think that any man in a Chevy Silverado commercial from 1993 would be proud to know you.
Oh, thank you very much. I did have quite a manly ooze the other day. Oh my God, did I shoot my shot?
Tell us all about it.
Well, I was, of course. It was the morning, and I was obviously. So I shot my shot, and boy,
that's great. That's great, pal. Congratulations. I'm really proud of you.
Really made me feel like I was in a Silverado commercial.
Of course, yeah. When you bust, you yell Like a Rock. You go Like a Rock, and you just. Blah.
It depends if my wife is home or not.
Of course, yeah. Well, yeah, you don't want to wake her up if she's sleeping and you're, you don't want to, she knows that Like a Rock, if she hears that, she knows what it's about, and you want to hide your
standing over top of her, yell Like a Rock.
Well, standing arrow straight, certainly, yeah.
It's a strange life that we live.
Certainly. Well, that's what being the original man, the OG's original man, is all about. Very strange life. And if anyone's still listening to this, then we're here to talk about episode 5, Deep Water.
Well, yeah. So I shared my deep water story. I was,
of course, yeah, naturally.
Like I said,
yeah.
Do you have a deep water story?
Oh no, I would never do that. That's a sin. I would never even consider doing something like that. Absolutely not.
God.
No.
And of course, I'm joking.
Yeah, too late to take that back. 3 minutes later, you can't say something then much later go, oh, I actually take that back. I didn't shoot my shot. I'm so sorry. This is a family.
I shot my shot. It was great.
This is a family-friendly podcast. All right, this is for children. Yeah. We don't have like an explicit rating on it, so just know that he's just kidding.
Yeah, of course I'm kidding, and of course I'm kidding.
Yeah, David, if you're listening, David A.R. White, just know that we're not kidding, and we're being very serious, and we want that job at Pureflix. So hit us up anytime. We'll do a sexual health show for you, much like, what was her name? Dr. Ruth Bader Ginsburg or something like that? Yeah, Dr. Strange, of course. That's what. That's not a bad name for a sex show.
Yeah, Dr. Strange.
Yeah.
It's a strange world when it comes to sexuality, but we will guide you through it.
Mm-hmm. If we get a sexual wellness show on Pureflix, I'm changing my name to Bob Seger for it.
Yeah, I I would probably call myself Orville Redenbacher Ermintrout.
Great. Well, I mean, I like the name Orville Ermintrout. That's a hard name to say.
Yeah, the R is silent, obviously.
Of course, yeah. Okay,
TM.
so Orville Redenbacher Ermintrout and Bob Seger Ermintrout are here to talk about all your sexual wellness questions.
Please.
Please, hey, if you got a sexual wellness question that you need to talk to Orville Redenbacher Ermintrout or Bob Seger Ermintrout about, send that over to pureboyspod@gmail.com or tweet at us at pureboyspodcast on Twitter, and we will read your sexual health question. Make sure to include your real name in there first and last so we can dox you, and we will read it live on the air.
I think the first 2 to 3 minutes of our wellness show, Sexual Awakening Wellness Show, should be us begging for questions.
We only have one this week, please.
We're so sensitive.
Please, oh, we're so sorry. We're just trying to make you happy.
And healthy.
Oh, and certainly healthy and sexy.
So I legitimately enjoyed this episode, but not for the right reasons.
Oh.
It was very funny to me. The lines were very dumb.
Yeah, I love this episode too, and I feel like we're on the same page with it. I have some of the lines written down, and they're great. What's the first line you have written down that you loved?
Well, the first line I have written down is, I don't know.
Well, that is a funny line.
I didn't write a line. I didn't write a line until a little bit later. I did write down that Big Dumb Bunny was in the service. We find that out.
Yeah, I think we knew that in the first episode. I think he says that he was in the service in the very first episode. I'm pretty sure because he doesn't want to kill people anymore.
Okay, this is the first line I have written down.
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna say he's going to murder you.
Yeah, it's a great line. Yeah, that's of course the limp-wristed cuck liberal who doesn't want to go deep sea fishing with his wife, or I guess bay fishing. They don't even go out into the ocean.
It's not deep at all. They're in very shallow water in this little piss boat that I could probably, push through my chunnel.
It looks like a surfboard with a motor on the back of it.
Yeah.
Like if I
deep sea.
If I went up to a fishing vessel and the captain was like, "Hey, we're gonna put you on the bay boat," and then they showed me this dinghy, I'd go, "Nah, cancel our trip. I'm not.
Yeah.
I paid for the big boat. I didn't pay for this little crappy boat."
Yeah, and there is a bigger boat. Like we get introduced to this very nice older gentleman named Leo that runs a fishing service. Big Dumb Bunny is across this town and gets hired by this guy and has a beautiful, nice, big boat to take a lot of people fishing on. And he's like, now we'll just take this little rental dinghy.
Well, yeah, because he had people booked, and so that's why he hired Big Dumb Bunny. And then they canceled, and Big Dumb Bunny sees a stupid California liberal couple who the wife wants to go fishing. He goes, "Hey, I got a boat. Why don't we get on that?" And the guy goes, "No, I'm not taking you on the big boat. We'll take you on the dinghy. That's fine. Enjoy that."
Enjoy that.
The Big Dumb Bunny is being big and dumb in this episode because when the initial fishermen cancel, the captain of the boat was like, "Well, I won't have any work for like a couple of weeks. Can you wait that long?" And Big Dumb Bunny's like, "Nah, I gotta leave. I gotta keep moving." And the guy goes, "Okay, let me give you some money then, so at least get you to your next job." And he goes, "Nah, I don't need that money. God will provide me a way to get to my next job." And I'm like, yeah, the money this guy is giving you. Like this is the thing that's gonna get you, so just take the money, man.
Like, I get that he's a man of little means. He doesn't want to take anything from anybody, but you have to get from place to place. And God providing you with money and means to travel is strangers and people lending a hand and trying to give you money. He's made so much gosh darn money through this whole series.
And he's turned it all down.
Like,
he's just, "No thanks, I don't need that." Like, you're right in that he for a man who is so insistent on not taking money from people, he has to take money from people in order to keep moving. Like, he can't just say no to money, or else where are you going to get the money to get to the next place? What are you gonna do for it, man?
He seems to be really dumb with money. I know this shouldn't
Yeah.
have irked me so much, but he goes into this convenience store. He grabs like 3 chocolate bars or whatever.
I don't know.
And like takes them out to the counter, and she gives him the total, which he should know would be around the total, and is like, oh no, I only got $1. I can only get one of these chocolate bars. Well, you should know how much money you have, you dumb piece of crap.
Yeah, you idiot. Like, and like, oh, I only have like $1.50 left. Well, then I guess buy a chocolate bar. Like what were you gonna do at that point? It's just, oh well, God will provide. Well, God helps those who help themselves, pal. That's also in the Bible. So maybe take a lesson from old JC and do something about it. Rob that convenience store.
Somebody should tell him that at some point throughout this whole series, is that God helps those who help themselves.
Yeah, take money. It's like that old saying of like, they turned away. There was a flooding, and people were on the house, and a boat came, and a helicopter came, and they turned them all away, saying God will save them. And then they died. They went to heaven. And they're like, God, why didn't you save me? And he said, I sent a boat and a helicopter. What are you talking about? It's Big Dumb Bunny.
We need to get this Big Dumb Bunny on the phone and yell at him about his decisions during this show.
Randall Reader, you're on notice, pal. I know that you're not wearing a costume in this episode, that these are your real clothes. I know you. I see you, pal. I know who you are. I know you got a smoking hot wife somehow. Good for you, pal. I'm proud of you. I love you.
Do you think he has a smoking hot wife?
He does. I've looked him up. He's got a smoking hot wife. Like he's just got
vamp.
it.
I gotta do something.
Yeah. No problem. Channel this, channel that. We get introduced to this California libtard cuck couple, and but I was very excited when we met them because Stephanie, the wife, is the pregnant woman from Marriage Retreat.
I knew she looked familiar.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was in like a previous episode of this show because I wouldn't put it past them.
Mm-hmm.
But that makes a lot of sense.
She's also David A.R. White's like partner in Jerusalem Rising, or whatever that one movie was called. That apocalypse movie that we watched, Jerusalem Countdown. That's what it was. She's the other FBI agent. Yeah.
That's sexy. That's good. And just to be clear, the male is a baity cuck, and this lady wants a real hunting, fishing man. I feel like she's more conservative and,
Well, I feel like she's going to have an affair, definitely, at some point.
Already have, yeah.
Yeah, like, he might be a beta cuck, but she's a pretty big bitch to him the entire episode. And to the point where, like, so, spoiler alert, they run into some drug runners who take them hostage.
Whoa,
you run into some drug runners. And, they take her hostage, and the husband and Big Dumb Bunny are trying to figure out what to do. And she is just, like, nattering at him and giving him grief to the point where the hostage taker is like, lady, like, your husband's trying his best. He's like, he literally says to her, he's like, you're being really hard on him. He's trying his best right now. He's trying to help you. Can you just lay off him a little bit? I'm like, man, if these guys are casting judgment, then you're really off the rails here, lady.
Well, she says, plain and clear, be a man. You're too sensitive. Be a real man.
Yeah.
If somebody said that to me as a partner in life, I would probably not want to be with them anymore either.
Yeah, that's a real crap attitude to have to your partner. And like, his whole thing is that he's always trying to do stuff to make her happy. And she's like, I don't want you to make me happy. I want, and it's like, what do you want? Like, you have such crazy expectations of your partner. You want him to be a real man, but then you don't want him to make you happy. So you just want like a douchebag who's going to slap you around. Like, what do you want out of life? What do you want out of this guy? Clearly not what he's giving.
It does kind of sound like she wants a douchebag and a person treat her like crap.
Like, why didn't Big Dumb Bunny give her Ringo's number and go like, well, why don't you just go have a Ringo special and get to know him a little bit? How does that sound? If you want a real man, I got a whole list of guys you can have all of them at the same time if you want. Just whatever, go for it. Live your life, lady.
Here's an address and a phone number. You go to this bar, you get roofied, and you'll have a great time.
Yep, and you'll realize, oh crap, I actually want my husband. I don't want a quote unquote real man because he punched me in the face. Oh my god. Oh no. I made a horrible mistake coming here.
Yeah, she could have been at a spa with him, which is a little beta cucky.
Oh, super beta cucky, yeah. When he's like, oh, I booked you that Houston spa that you really like. And she just rolls her eyes and she's like, yeah, I do like it, but I don't want to go there. And he's like, okay, like, fine. I'm sorry, I don't want to go fishing. I'm so sorry.
His character is a Christian comment on how, like, soft men are and how too into their phones and massaging and not fishing they are. But then he's kind of the good guy at the end, and she's not great, but they both kind of flip-flop that edge a couple of times.
It's weird. For the first half of my notes, I'm just referring to him as a limp-wristed cuck libtard. And then at a certain point, it flips, and I start referring to him as the husband because he earns my respect. And I go like, oh, I get it, man. You're getting dogged constantly by this lady with insane expectations. Fine. Like, when he says to her, like, we're done, all right? And she goes, done fishing, right? And he goes, done. And I went, excellent, great. Best decision you could have made, pal. Get out of here. Then they patch it up.
He should have jumped off the boat.
She should have pushed her off the boat.
Definitely. She does nothing but put them into harm's way. I mean, I guess she figures out that these guys are nefarious and probably not a good idea, but like, I don't know why.
Yeah, also, no, she doesn't. She just goes, I don't like it. I don't like these guys. At this point, they've done nothing to indicate that they're shady dudes. Their boat is broken down. They need help getting towed into shore. And the heroes of this story, Big Dumb Bunny and the boat captain and her cuck husband, offered to help them. And the whole time she's going, I don't like these guys. I don't like these guys. And it's like, why? They literally have done nothing. One of them's black. I guess maybe you hate black. I don't know what it is, but something is triggering you about these people. Whatever, Snowflake. Got her.
Well, they might be trying to tell us that she's a witch. Because earlier she's fine with Randall Reeder and Leo.
Yeah.
And he's not. And they turn out to be fine, so she's right there. Mm-hmm. And then she says she doesn't like these guys before she's even met them. And she's also right. So I think they're trying to say she's a witch.
Oh, I feel this libtard cuck husband is never going to live this moment down. Even though he saves the day and hits the guy over the head with a wrench, presumably killing him, she is still going to be like, well, I thought the biker was a good guy, and he was, and I didn't think that these guys were good guys, and then they weren't. Like, he is never going to live this down. Even at the end of the episode, after he's saved the day, she's still disrespecting him and giving him shit. Like, she's still being so rude to him. It's like, man, just leave her at the dock then, and just start a new life. Get out of here. You deserve better, bro.
Well, I feel like this is the time in the episode where we talk about how nothing is solved by this episode, and Randall Reeder actually brought more trouble to this area than he solved. Because somebody's going to be looking for this cocaine.
Yeah, they're going to know where it was going to and what, like, and as soon as these people get out of jail, well, sorry, boat captain, you donezo.
Yeah, and the relationship's not going to get any better because of this 40-minute jaunt to go fishing, and they're definitely going to get a divorce too, so nothing was really solved and all their lives are worse for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. My last three notes are, get a divorce, you two. Your wife sucks and you suck. Next note, I've been focused on making you happy and not making me happy. What a piece of shit husband this guy is, obviously. And my last note is, I hate this wife. And that's the end of my notes for this episode.
My end of my notes is hit him in the heart with words of power, which I really liked.
My last note is they'll forget all their problems once they get a rod in their hands. And I was like, you and me both, buddy.
That's fishing.
Hey.
Just get out there, chug a few brewskis, and kill a bunch of fish.
That's right. You know, we didn't even mention the flashbacks where, because in the last episode ended with a flashback of like a guy shooting in the bar. We might not have even mentioned that in the last episode. I don't remember
Probably
if we did or not. Who cares? But then Big Dumb Bunny is like at home trying to pour like gunpowder into his wound. His girlfriend's a nurse. Like, even she says, she's like, let me take care of this. Were you really just going to pour gunpowder into your bullet wound? Don't do that, man. Be smarter than that.
Yeah, you pour gunpowder in the wound, and then you light it on fire, and it fuses your skin together so you don't get, infections and stuff.
Clean, easy, the biker way.
Easier. Yeah, the service way.
Exactly. Just drink a Ringo Special. You'll forget all your troubles, and by the time you wake up, that wound is healed. Or you've got bigger issues. I don't know what would happen to you.
Yeah, if you're out there and you own a bar, please do not make a Ringo Special. Please.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Great advice to end the show on. Great advice to end our lives on. Until next week, keep fit.
And have fun.
Sons of Thunder. Sons of Thunder.